very noisy. So can I assume that what it means is that you were not able to hear the customer service operator who was
Yes.
trying to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was not able to hear anything. Every time I call your organization, there is a beep sound. The person says, "Welcome to ABC. How can I help you?" And after that, there's a lot of background noise. I keep on saying that I can't hear you. I can't hear you. They keep on saying, and after 5 minutes or 6 minutes, the call will get disconnected.
So Simar, the two CTQs I can think of in this scenario is one is the customer rating, right? What you must have rated us on, and the second would be I would have a question whether you were able to hear out the solution that was conveyed by the customer service operator.
I was not able to say anything. What issue I'm facing?
Yeah,
Okay.
so one of
You
the
know?
CTQ can be
Yeah, please go ahead.
the number of minutes, of course, taken to understand the question. As in, let's say if I'm talking to you as a customer
Yeah.
care rep, and then it took me like 10 minutes to just explain my trouble to you because of bad or poor retention or bad noise around, like so much of noise around. So that there could be one CTQ that number of minutes to actually
But
understand the question.
just to answer this one. Now I have just changed from customer to trainer now. But
Customer
I have
to
trainer. So we were doing
Trainer,
a role play, na? I became a customer and you were trying to convert it.
Right.
So I'm just giving you feedback now.
Mhm.
But did you notice that in this particular situation, the customer was never able to express his question only? He was not even able to say. He called 5 times, and every time the same situation happens. So how can we say a CTQ could be number of minutes to understand the query?
So
That's not my concern.
Simar,
Yeah.
am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Anybody can,
So
start.
Simar,
We
the
will
point I
calculate
stated
AST.
earlier.
Guys, one by one.
Okay,
I think.
I would say that the CTQ would be, was I from the customer service operator, was I able to resolve your query?
No, resolve.
Absolutely
It's
wonderful,
far-
wonderful. That's the perfect one. That's a perfect one, because that is the first contact resolution. There was
Right.
not first contact resolution. I called you. I said it. I called you 5 times, and none of the times I was able to express my opinion. There was a lot of noise at your call center. So one CTQ. So somebody asked me a question that, did you give any rating? I said 0. Or I said poor. So that is one CTQ that you want to improve my satisfaction level.
And the other can be the question whether you were able to get this resolution or not. So it can be either way, that you were not able to explain them exactly what the problem was. So you state it as no, it can be either way, right? You were not able to explain, or they were not able to provide you the answer.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Sima, you told me that that's far thing. Like the first point which you mentioned was the question itself. He could not speak of. I mean, there's so much of noise. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ratna, herein he would say, the customer would say that no, I wasn't able to get the solution or the resolution,
Yeah.
as he
Yeah.
wasn't able to express or convey this problem, right?
Oh, okay.
So if
Say
you
no.
would
So
have,
if he states no, that can
yeah.
be, it's more of a subjective thing. It can be either he was able to convey the question and not
Yeah.
get the answer, or it can be that he was not able to, on the first hand, not able to explain the question as
And how,
noise
yeah,
in the
I got
background.
your point, but how would you derive it was because of the noisy environment? It could be because the language barrier could be there, or anything of that sort. So, how would you derive that the noise reduction or the noise reduction earphones should be given to the customer
That
service rep?
actually comes in the later stage. Because currently what we are doing is we are just
Not
measuring
clear,
what
not
is
clear.
critical. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it audible now?
Yes,
Yeah,
Ashwini, we can hear you.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
No,
please
it's
go
better.
ahead.
Yeah.
Currently we are not looking for, okay, so what are the different causes for this? Currently we are simply saying, okay, what it would be the critical to quality issue here. So resolution comes at a much later stage in this. We are currently just defining.
Voice
Ashwini,
is not
sorry
Voice is
clear.
break.
to cut you. Your voice is breaking up in between, so not able to understand clearly what you were trying to say.
Okay,
It's not very, very clear.
Is it better now?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
give
it
it
is
a try.
better. Yes, it is better now. You can try mentioning on the chat also.
Okay.
Ashwini,
Yeah.
yeah, you can mention the chat. And just to answer your query, Ratna, in this particular scenario, if the customer would have said that it was very noisy and it took me ages to make you understand what I'm trying to say, then then the CTQ would have been minutes to explain the query to the customer care representative. But
Yeah,
here
yeah.
his problem was कि मेरी कोई बात सुन ही नहीं पा रहा. I was not able to say it to anybody. No, my voice was never reached. So here there are only two CTQs. Okay, one is, since you asked me a question as a customer, so I gave you an answer that yes, I gave a poor rating. So that is one objective of yours, is to improve the satisfaction level, which would definitely be poor because I called you 5 times. Second could be, since I called 5 times and you were not able to resolve my query, so another CTQ could be right first time, RFT or FTR. Okay, let me give you
And
the second. Yes, please go ahead.
Simranpreet, one more point also we can say as a CTQ, that number of times the customer had to, actually it took the customer to actually get through, because every time he is getting through, he is not able to explain. So he is again hanging up or getting disconnected, whatever, and he's again calling back. So number of times to actually get through to try to explain what the customer is actually wanting to, the solution from the customer care service person.
Yeah, absolutely. That is more or less linked with the first time right initiative only, wherein he was not able to get through to the any representative at first place. So in that ways, the metric or the CTQ would be to improve the first time right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you one last scenario, and then we will move ahead, because this is something very important. Because unless I don't know which measurable characteristic that I'll be working on, I would never be able to fulfill that. Okay. So if, let's say, now I have moved from customer to a VOB. I'm taking a scenario. Earlier I took a situation of VOC. Now I've taken situation of VOB. Okay. So I am a CEO of the organization, and all of you are part of my team. And I've just taken a meeting, and I said, I see a lot of WIP, a lot of work in progress items that are always lying when I see the reports. So if there are 10,000 units to be produced in a given month, I always see 500, 600 WIPs. So what could be the CTQ here? Did you understand the scenario?
Yeah,
Simran,
but
can you just repeat
The
one?
it should be
Really sorry.
reduced.
Sure. So there is. So I'm a business head. I'm a country head, and I have said that whenever I look at the reports, I see a lot of WIP. WIP means work in progress, which means the good has not been finished yet. It is still in progress. I cannot sell it to the customer. I cannot dispatch it to the customer. It is still in progress. And as we all know, whatever is in WIP, whatever is work in progress, is not deemed to be considered as a final product. So this is my voice. Okay. And how do you make it a CTQ?
So the very first thing would be the cycle time.
Yeah, the WIP needs to be reduced. That's the first one.
Cycle time
Absolutely.
needs to be reduced, right?
Cycle
Cycle
time. What else? What else do
Turnaround
you think?
time would be a
yeah,
better metric,
Yes,
because
cycle time or turnaround time.
turnaround time is,
Yeah.
from the moment you start processing on a particular item and when you
Yes.
finish it. So it can have the
Correct.
cycle time is particularly when it is on your station
Yeah.
and the amount of time it takes.
The TAT would be more appropriate.
Yeah. The TAT, the cycle time. There is one more CTQ which can be looked
Bottleneck.
at here.
so it can be also considered as number of WIPs or WIPs out of the total taken for that month, like that ratio
Yes.
or some?
Yes. So there could be percentage. WIP can also be considered as well as one of the CTQ. Okay. So that is a kind of a business CTQ which Ratna is talking about, and the others that we talk about is a customer CTQ. So both has a same objective. Okay. Which is saying that the WIP should be reduced. There is one more. What you can think of? There is one more, which can be one CTQ.
Tag time.
Sorry.
Tag time.
You talk about TAKT time.
Yes.
Let's not discuss that right now. That we would cover when we talk about lean. But yes, think from a customer perspective. There could be one customer CTQ here.
Delay
Not
delivery.
receiving the
Satisfaction of the customer with the end product.
Yes. So we should look at customer satisfaction, customer escalation, and see if we receive such complaints there as well, wherein the customers are complaining on the turnaround time or cycle time, which is impacting my customer satisfaction. So there can be multiple levers, okay, which is talking about one thing. You talk about cycle time, you talk about improving the percentage WIP, you talk about the employee satisfaction, you talk about the net promoter score. There could be multiple CTQs which can come from one place. Okay. So it is what we need to look at, that how many CTQs that we can look at. And when we talk about the business charter or project charter in the upcoming phase, you need to mention all of them in that. It is the decision of the business owner to decide, or the stakeholder to decide, which particular CTQ he or she wants you to focus. That we will discuss in the upcoming slide. But for now, let me just say it, and then I will give you an opportunity. Once the CTQs are, once you convert those VOC into CTQs, then if there are multiple CTQs, you can mention it there, or probably if you know it upfront that which is which needs to be focused on, then you prioritize it and put it there. But if you are not sure, and if you haven't got any discussion with the department head or the production head, then you can probably mention all of them there and take his decision that which of them he needs to focus on. Okay. Yes, please speak up now.
Yeah. Simar, just a question here. Apart from all these CTQs, now while we are looking at CTQs, say in such a scenario, a thing like a utilization, because if you have something in WIP, the utilization will also be a measurement metric for you. So will this come in the CTQ, or will we consider that as a X?
As of now, that's a very good question. Very, very good question that you asked, Anand. At this point in time, we want to look at that. So what he's asked is that there is one of the important metric, which is utilization, okay, which is kind of a efficiency for one of the organization metric. Can that CTQ can be considered, or can that be a cause to a problem? Okay. Since we are in the answer to this question, Anand, is that since we are in the defined phase of the project, okay, when we are trying to convert VOC into a CTQ, if I might think that this could be one of the potential causes, not the final cause, I would not say it there that this could be. But yes, if there is a metric of utilization is being captured, I would probably look at that data and see that this is one of the items which can be looked at to improve, but not that I will talk about that this could be one of the cause. Not at this stage. We'll discuss. Let's say if you took a project on improving the WIP, tomorrow when you reach the analyze phase, when you try to identify or prioritize your causes, then probably you can give a suggestion that shrinkage, or probably absenteeism, or utilization can be one of the causes, or attrition can be one of the causes, but not right now.
Agreed, Simar, but we can consider that as a CTQ at this point of time?
Yes, we can do that. We can consider that as a CTQ, but not as a cause. We can consider it. Yes, we can look from that perspective also. We can collect data and calculate that.
So Simar, will that be the voice of the business?
Yes, voice. Yes, if my business leader, if that is a critical item for my business leader, if that is something which he looks at, always, this is where he's.
Sorry, please go ahead.
If that is where he's always accountable at, if there that is where he always looks at in the reports, or where he want his department heads to focus on, then it can be a business CTQ. Then it could be a voice of business also.
Okay.
Okay. So my intent of sharing this exercise, so that I want to know that how many CTQs you can think of. Because in this exercise, if I just focus on only one of the CTQ, if I just focus on business, not on customer, or only on customer, not on business, then I probably would not be able to solve the problem, because I don't know what the exact problem is. Okay. So whenever there is a VOC, just open your hats and see that what all CTQs it can have, and then have a discussion.
You're breaking.
Are you able to hear?
Right, we cannot see.
No. Uh, is he still speaking? Can anybody hear?
No, we can't.
No, I guess he's not now.
He is disconnected now.
Seems he's joining in again.
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible now.
I'm extremely sorry. I don't know. We've recently shifted. So this is a place where we're facing a lot of network issues. So please bear with me. So I was saying that in one particular project, there would only be one CTQ. There we will be focusing on working on it. If there are multiple ones for one particular VOC, we need to have a discussion with the respective stakeholders, respective leaders, and get to a conclusion that we will be focusing on that one particular CTQ, because there would be only one goal statement there we would be focusing on. So please keep in mind, but as an exercise point of view, we should try and ascertain multiple CTQs from a given opportunity or from a